At 6:42, all new this morning, we're diving deeper into the outlook for small businesses as we cross the one-year mark of business shutdowns due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That outlook was uncertain when they were forced to close this time last year, but now many places, including New York, are easing restrictions. So economists expect more in-person traffic in stores this summer. But cashback website Retail Me Not, their shopping expert, says many of the trends that started last year will likely stick around for a bit.
I definitely think that 6 feet social distancing is going to remain intact for 2021. I think more retailers than not are still going to require masks when you enter the store. And some retailers are still going to take into account capacity limits.
Experts also say curbside pickup is expected to grow post-pandemic. Shoppers are becoming more deal savvy as well because of online shopping. But what do trends like these mean for businesses in Western New York? We'll take a look at this list. These are all businesses and events in Western New York that closed or were canceled exactly a year ago. Those closures meant thousands of workers losing their jobs. So we're going to break it down for you. According to the state labor department, in the private sector, nearly 51,000 Western New Yorkers lost their jobs over the course of last year. The highest job loss in fields like leisure and hospitality, trade, transportation, utilities, educational, and health services. Job loss was proportionately the same at the state level. More than 1 million people in the private sector lost their jobs. Those three industries that we were mentioning topped the list at the state level as well, ultimately leaving the state with an average unemployment rate of 9.5%. That's the highest it's been in more than 30 years. So let's take a more in-depth look this morning. How small businesses in Western New York can recover from the hefty losses last year. Anthony DeSimone is the executive director of UB's School of Management Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership. He's joining us live by Zoom. Good morning, Anthony. Thanks for joining us. Let's talk right now about where we're standing as far as small businesses in Western New York go, especially now that we know we're starting to reopen.
Yeah, a year ago, we were telling our students, the business owners that were coming through the Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership, three things. First of all, you're not alone. If you join a mastermind, if you surround yourself with business owners just like you, you'll find that you're not the only one with the issues, with the problems. Two, cash is king. You need to forecast where you are today, where you've been, and most importantly, where you're headed. Not only next week, but 3 months from now, 6 months from now, cash is king. And three, it's about survival. The COVID-19 rule is that all of the other rules in your business may no longer apply. So you have to be flexible. You have to be ready to change your business model. Now, 1 year later, those first two are still apply. You're not alone. You need to surround yourself with other business owners because they're going to help you get to the answer faster. The second, cash is still king. But third, if you did the survival, if you did the changes in your business model, ultimately what you're trying to do is outlast your competition. The businesses with the strongest balance sheets are the ones that are going to thrive. So we're going from survival mode to some form of a surthrival mode.
Absolutely. So what do you think then when it comes to rebounding from this pandemic with the businesses and the students that you worked with? What percentage do you think will be there, or how are most of them looking right now?
Well, fortunately, a lot of the businesses that are in the Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership are far more prepared because they have the tools in place to be ready for this. But a lot of businesses are failing, have failed, because if you think about it, Katie, many of these businesses in the best of times had very slim net margins. So if you have a cut of even 10%, that could bring a business down. And a lot of businesses have failed because of that.
Yeah, and it's a really scary thing when we think about it. Is there a bright side to have come out of this? Because I know we're looking at it, so many businesses have failed here. Did you see certain businesses or certain avenues kind of start to thrive during this pandemic? Or did you see maybe entrepreneurs who were able to make that shift and find a positivity here?
Yes. Yeah, we saw a lot of that. First of all, right at the beginning, when there was this dichotomy between essential and non-essential businesses, the essential businesses certainly did a lot better than the non-essential businesses. And there are many businesses where, online type stores, things like that, where it was very pandemic friendly, have done even better. And now they're the ones that are looking for help from the Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership to scale. whereas the other ones, the non-essentials, they're the ones that are still trying to just survive so
Sure.
that they can continue to grow.
So we talk about, small businesses, we're thinking maybe stores, we're thinking maybe restaurants, construction companies. We have so many people right now who are still looking for jobs. So let's say I'm looking for a job right now. Which industries might I want to target? Which do you see continuing to grow in the future here?
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, things like liquor stores and online
Yeah,
shopping
right.
and delivery services, things like that, they are thriving. They're growing. They're continuing to scale. And you know what? A lot of the businesses that were suffering, restaurants, things like that, they're starting to open up again. The ones that changed their business model, that changed with the rules as the rules were changing,
Yeah.
they are growing now again, and they are looking for new employment.
Absolutely. And one last question. If you are a struggling business or you're finding that you need some help, what resources are available right now?
Well, you know what? If you come to the Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership, check out our website, the UB Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership, because what we're doing is we are bringing in the experts, the specialists, every week to give you updates. Our people, right from the beginning, they were on top of the PPP loans before any of the other businesses knew about it. We are always trying to be on the cutting edge of what changes are out there.
So nice to know that there is that resource available because we know so many need it right now. Anthony, thank you for joining us.